Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you, and today we are going to talk about how to use MK677, also known as Nutrobal, for both men and women. So let's just get right into it. Get right down to the brass tacks, cut and dry. It's not very difficult here. So let's just talk about the dosing. We'll start with men. The general dosing is 25 milligrams per day. Now, I often get asked, and this would apply to both men and women, when is the best time to take MK677? Let me start with this. MK677, one of the main benefits is it's to help with sleep improvement, the quality of sleep, getting that deeper sleep, etc. So the obvious thing here to think would be to take it before bed, which I generally do recommend. Now, anytime that I discuss anything, even if it was just one person that experienced some sort of side effect, I have got to tell you, okay? That's called credibility, and that's called being honest. I don't encounter a ton of this, but I have seen it where some people have said when they take it at night, they feel like it interferes with their sleep. So then you would have to revert to taking it in the morning. One of the things that I don't like about taking it in the morning is that if you're one of those people that gets the lethargy side effect, which does not last more than a month or two, then it could make you feel pretty tired during the day. Also, some people will get an uncontrollable hunger on it the first 3 to 4 weeks. Some people, that's the main reason they're using it. But some people are trying to lose weight, which we know over time MK677 is excellent for fat loss. However, if you're using it and you get hit with that hunger increase, the last thing you want is to be eating all day uncontrollably. So that's why if you take it at night, a lot of these things get curbed. However, if it's interfering with your sleep, you obviously don't have much of a choice. You would have to take it in the morning, and you would just have to deal with trying to overcome that hunger that's going on throughout the day. And for some people, don't even get that. Most people do, but it does pass. All right. So generally speaking, I would say 25 milligrams per day, once a day, because the half-life is long enough where you only need to dose it once a day, somewhere in the evening. However, you have to listen to your body and your body response. And if it requires you to take it in the morning, then you need to accommodate that. You listen to your body and you take it in the morning. That is going to be different for every individual. Now, you can start a little bit lower if you would like, and there is no need to ease into it, but some people do like to start at 12.5 milligrams a day and work their way up. That's completely fine. I don't have an issue with that. I never really have an issue with starting lower and working your way up. If you know me by now, then you know that I'm a little bit more conservative on the doses that I recommend. I don't like to see people going too high too fast. I like to see people ease into things, or if you're concerned, do that because you can always go back down, but once you go too high, you've already kind of screwed yourself. Now for women, I generally tell women to stay at 12.5 milligrams a day. There's no reason to go to 25 milligrams a day. I have noticed like some heavier water retention, more lethargy, things like that with women. For whatever the reason, I just recommend sticking at 12.5 milligrams per day. Now, there's studies that date back to the 90s on MK677. It's been studied a lot. There's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of different opinions. There's a lot of different, you name it, whatever. I'll do a separate video on side effects and things like that. If you go back and look at studies, it will show you that the most efficient way to get the most out of this, and it's very similar to HGH, to me it's the closest thing that you can get to HGH, is running it at least 6 months. Now, the studies will show you that ranging at the 6 months and then to the year of use, that like the fat loss, for example, was very significant once you got into that year time frame. I would at least run it a good 6 months to get the most out of it. It's a great alternative to HGH. It's the closest thing to it. It's a heck of a lot cheaper. You don't have to inject it. There's a lot of pros there. Obviously, there's cons there. HGH is HGH, it's in a league of its own. But if you want the next closest thing to it with a more easier dosing protocol and a lack of side effects and a lower cost, you go with MK677. All right, it's the next best thing. But that's it. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. There's not this big formula and figure out your dosing and things of that nature. One thing I will tell you is MK677 is often faked or it's cut with MK2866 because it's a lot more expensive when you're buying raw materials for it than most any other SARM related product. So keep that in mind. Just make sure that you know that you're getting the right quality with trusted sources. So please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, enable the notifications, all of that, please. That helps the channel to grow, that helps the algorithm, and that gets us out there, which allows me to do more videos. And you can email me, dylan@isarms.com, with questions and comments. Stay tuned for plenty more to come. Dylan Gemelli, signing off.